going on? What's going on? Happy Thursday, Real Deal Futures team, chat, people of YouTube, people of the internet. How are we doing today, guys? Feel free to let me know in the chat. If you don't know, my name is Zach. I live trade futures here on YouTube and other places. I run a free Discord community where I provide as much free value as I possibly can. Excuse me. Dealing with a cold, man, under the weather. That's why I'm getting this one in while I'm still awake. But I run a free Discord community where I provide trade ideas, market insights every day, talking about news, talking about things that might affect the market. I live trade almost every day here directly from whatever platform I'm trading on. Happens to be TopstepX combines for the most part right now. Mainly focusing on ES futures. That's the name of the game for me right now. But yeah, thanks for jumping on. I am here looking at ES on the 5-minute and the 100-tick chart. Few trades this morning played out okay, and then gave back most of the profits before hopping on here and loading up a fresh, not a fresh combine, but a fresh combine for the stream. We sold off here. Let's look at the 5-minute. We sold off here at market open. Obviously, we had some news here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. NYSE open. Sold off a bit, and we stayed pretty bearish, coming all the way down to pre-market low. I took some sells, scaled in and out, worked out pretty nicely, all the way down here near pre-market low. Got stopped at break even on a position that would have ended for a nice profit, just being a little bit defensive, trying not to give back profits. But, you know, again, some days it works, some days it doesn't. Got a couple people on one of my last lives telling me don't let winners turn into losers and move your stop loss to break even. And, you know, everybody has a comment in hindsight about the best way to manage a trade. There's no best way, just a balance between being too aggressive and too conservative. So, yeah, that worked out okay. Down here, got long, somewhere down here in the middle of this zone, and after we were failing to break above and we got this candle here, I ducked out for about half of the stop loss that I had on at the time, which was down below these lows because I felt like we were going to pull this move, come back down, and then push up. So it's exactly what we got. I didn't capitalize on it. You know, obviously, I don't want to be buying as we're breaking down after a nice break and retest, downtrend structure. This bullish candle could have been it for you on an entry looking back up into the zone, but it's been some pretty big choppy price action down here, kind of consolidating and now ranging back up into this pre-market range. This is my pre-market low marked out. As we started to get down below here, I was looking to flip bearish, right? I closed out my long. Again, saved myself about $200 worth of risk. Ended up break even, you know, on this trading session. A little bit frustrating after having some nice wins coming down. This looked bullish. Looked like we were going to push back up. Yes, we broke and retested this a couple times, chopped around. Once we got this breakdown below here, you know, on the tick chart, you can see a whole bunch of nice structure here. You know, no more of the long wick to the downside, 5-minute candles looking like we're trying to jump back into the zone. This looks like, hey, we want to head lower. Sellers taking it lower. Cracked down below these lows, and now we pulled the classic NQ, you know, liquidity sweep, whatever fancy term you want to have for it. And now we're pulling back up into the zone. Obviously, if you know what's been going on, we've been on a pretty nice tear to the upside with some consolidation in between. I was looking as we started to get below here, again, why I closed out the long, that we might continue lower all the way back down to this area of consolidation here, all the way back down to prior day low. You know, something around that level, or again, pull the BS, take everybody out of their trades and continue up. You know, that's just the name of the game. Had I ran a really wide stop loss way down below here, I would have survived it today. Would have only needed about a 2.25, 9, 10 tick stop loss below the lows to survive it and come back up past pre-market range. This is so slow moving, and I would have had to survive all of this as well. Probably would have moved stop loss to break even on this big candle pushing up, wanting this to continue, and been stopped for break even. So not not the end of the world for me. Market's been not super cooperative with my style of trading, to be completely honest. Zones being respected, love my horizontal levels. Nothing magical here. Nothing proprietary. It's the same, the same basic stuff that you hear everybody talk about that works really, really well. But as you can see, look at how cleanly, this is a 100-tick chart, very zoomed in, more zoomed in than the 1 minute. You can see how tightly and, respected it was as it first came down here in the morning. I actually got long off of this, closed it at break even. I like to take bounce trades, just quick, aggressive, tight stop loss, playing a bounce counter trend right back up into the range, maybe the zone, maybe one of my VWAP levels. As soon as we started to consolidate here and just chop around, I felt we were more likely to break down, or at least I just didn't have a clear direction of where we were going to go. So cut that one. But again, then you can see how it's pre-market low is tested multiple times. This was a zone I added on before we got down here. If you want to know how I identify these, basic support and resistance coming off the lows. I wanted to capture the lows. I don't know why I moved it. There we go. Really just coming off the low here, catching these wicks on the 5 minute, just capturing, this area that was used as support. Price cracked down and then turned back up. This is the first area below pre-market low. If I looked left, nothing else until we get way down here near pre-market low. I wanted to draw another zone, which I will just for good measure. Probably be somewhere off of this area of price action here. Something along, that'd be the bottom of the move, something like that. Capturing all this before prior day low. Jump back onto my 100-tick. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at here. We failed to go lower, lower prices not in store, at least for the moment, right? Bearish structure all the way down. Respecting, breaking, and retesting pre-market low, coming lower, faking everybody out here that was getting long too early or maybe getting short on the way down, and now we're all the way back up above pre-market low with some force. Testing the anchored VWAP line. This is New York session, anchored VWAP. This is high of day or coming off the pre-market high. Yeah, this is high of day VWAP, the yellow, and then the white is just a session VWAP. Sometimes I have multiple anchored VWAPs on there. Sometimes I don't. A lot of times they line up really, really closely. But again, I use these for direction, dynamic support and resistance, an indication of who's in control, buyers or sellers, and just another way to trade, similar to the horizontal levels. I don't use anything exclusively in my world. I use market structure and price action as the main components, horizontal levels behind that, and then I'd say VWAP and anchored VWAP, very, very close behind that, maybe equal. This will be my low of day anchored VWAP, showing us, hey, buyer stepped in here, we pushed higher, we start getting below this again with some force, again maybe just another dynamic support and resistance level. As my pre-market levels in this zone are tested 1,000 times, maybe they get a little bit less reliable. We don't see as clear of reactions. You could still see it here though, right? How it's used very, very cleanly. Again, this is just the pre-market low, the area that price has traded before NYSE open, after the session open. It's the levels I like to look at: pre-market low, pre-market high, prior day high and low, and then some discretionary horizontal levels. Every once in a while, volume point of control, maybe 15-minute, 30-minute range. Just depends on the day if I want to utilize other zones. I don't have anything clean marked up. But this is what we're looking at for the time being. I don't know that I'll get another trade. I've been hopping on here and not taking a whole lot of trades. I would like to trade more live with you guys. Market just has not been setting up for me, man. It gets increasingly more and more difficult to sit on my hands, but I really just don't like to take unnecessary losses, knowing as I'm getting in, it's just a forced trade. So I try not to do that to the best of my abilities. Yeah, right now, my read of this, we're back up into the zone, right? If we were going to continue lower, maybe a quick retest of this and a continuation lower. We're kind of trailing higher. We're not coming above the New York VWAP here, anchored VWAP. We're not above all this yet. We're not coming all the way back into, the area of our open or, around the spikes for these news events. But it certainly doesn't look like sellers are in a ton of control looking to take this thing lower. Right now, kind of in a wait and see pattern. Again, we're coming into New York lunch, so it's a slowdown, but I feel like I'm going to pass out fairly soon. So I'm going to watch the market with you guys, get my live session in, get some live trading in, answer any questions you guys have while I am here alive, and then probably take a nap this afternoon. Get some fun videos done, and maybe knock out, try to be getting back to 100% pretty soon. But yeah, we trailed back in. We might be pulling the same thing, just need to crack above all of this, take out anybody that was getting short down here, scare out of the shorts, and then come lower. But to me, right now, it looks like we want to just trail back into the range and just kind of have that more consolidating, rangy day. The news was received positively, but immediately absorbed by sellers, came right back down to where it was trading. Opened up bearish, came below pre-market low, came all the way down to prior lows looking left, broke below, but we failed to continue that move. Since then, we are, let's be exact with our numbers, as exact as we can be, 15 points higher, back above pre-market low, tapping against VWAPs, kind of consolidating up there, right? Not an immediate push up and then a continuation lower. So we'll see what we get. I'll look to take a trade if anything presents itself. Probably won't be shooting for the moon on this one. Will likely be just some quicker stuff, but we will see. If you guys have questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. Happy to answer trading questions. What's up? Someone says, hey, how are you doing? Thanks for hopping in, guys. Again, if you're here, thank you. I appreciate it. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing you see or hear me do is financial advice or a suggestion or recommendation to do anything in general. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose all or more of the money that you intend to trade with. Make sure you read the full disclaimer on my site, realdealfutures.com, and in the description of this video. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. Would be happy to have you there. Yeah, I mean, right now, I'd be looking short at the moment. Yes, we have bullish structure coming all the way back up into this area. We got some consolidation here above pre-market low. I think we got a potential to come back down, even if we are going to continue higher. But I also just have that indecisive feeling where now we broke below, we failed to go lower, we're back up into the range. Do we just kind of trend higher and kind of chop around for the day? Again, we are coming into that New York lunchtime, 12 o'clock. So we do see some slowdowns, but lately what I've been seeing is there hasn't been a clear time frame for volatility outside of like the NYSE Open, which is very obvious, up until that 11:30 time frame. Middle of the day has been interesting. Afternoon's been interesting. Power hour has been interesting. You get big moves around lunchtime sometimes. If I had to pick a time, it wouldn't be 12 to 1, but you get moves when you get moves. So we're at an interesting level here. We pulled all the way back up, and I'm going to wait to see if it looks like we are in store to climb higher back up into this range, or if it looks like we're going to start to turn from here and break down. This looked like the first indication that, hey, we might react up here off this anchored VWAP, right off of this level, kind of cracking into maybe a little imbalance that we have sitting here. Probably not much, looking at where this is on the 5-minute. Above all these, these 5-minute bar highs, we want to come lower. Not really. We're just consolidating. Multiple 5-minute bars, sideways movement on the tick chart. Not a lot of volatility. A whole lot of choppy BS as we got down here, right? Before moving higher. But we'll just wait and see, man. We'll hang out for a little bit. Watch the markets. If you guys got questions, again, feel free, ask them in the chat. Be happy to answer. Throw this stuff in Discord here. Jump this. Yeah, man. Let's see what we can do today, man. Yeah, again, market just really hasn't been. Everybody's got different structure, different price action that works well for them. That they find, is the right market conditions. Something that works well for me might work terrible for someone else, and vice versa. For me, as of recent, with these all-time high levels and then the consolidation in between, it hasn't presented me with amazing trading opportunities, amazing setups. Again, when we get a sell-off like this and we're kind of breaking and retesting this VWAP level, this worked out nicely. Presented some nice trading opportunity to the downside. That was fine. Not terrible as we got down here, but if we're going to consolidate and start, respecting levels and bouncing off of them, fine. I'll make it work. If we are going to break out and run, we don't get a pullback like sometimes we don't do. Maybe I'm left in the dust, but I can usually find a way to structure trades off of that as well. We get some of this break to the downside, fake out down below lows and then continue back up, break all the way up, kind of not really respect much structure and then push back lower. Just some of the stuff we've seen, the anticipation of news has been difficult to trade. That's just it. I'm glad I'm not giving back a ton of money to the market every day, but ending up break even or just sitting on my hands and not watching much, it can certainly be frustrating. I think a lot of guys feel that. They get anxious and they start taking trades. They take the same number of trades every day. They just force whatever they're going to force and try to will the market into their direction, and it just doesn't work out really well. So I do what I can to be patient, but really over the last few weeks, man, it's been fairly uneventful for me here. Outside of testing some news stuff, some silly bracketing of news testing, and some overnight trades, which just happen to either play out or not play out. The trading in the morning session hasn't been super awesome, and afternoon certainly not. Just been kind of slow. Again, small profit, break even, small loss, that type of deal. Unless I'm getting super aggressive and I hit a daily loss limit or something like that, or a max profit getting super aggressive. But for the most part, it's just been fairly uneventful. Either trying to just stay out of the way of choppy, consolidated market conditions, or just indecision, or kind of getting left in the dust a couple times as the market starts to run. Caught the upside pretty nicely last week. Was happy about that. But we get stuff like today, and yes, there's room to the downside. Plenty of room coming down. Sell off, nice bearish structure, right to pre-market low. Clean, man. Should be able to capitalize on that. We come down below. Maybe there was a trade to be had. We're taking the sell off of pre-market low being tested one or two times, maybe, but a lot of choppiness. Come down below the lows again, take everybody out of the longs, come all the way up, take everybody out of the shorts. This type of market structure, it can get a little bit frustrating to trade. But we will see. We'll see. See if the market ticks up. We'll see if we get any movement, and we want to hop into something from here. Again, this is TopstepX. TopStep is a prop firm, if you're not aware, a futures funding firm. I'm funded with them. Have an XFA. Got a handful of 50Ks that I'm working on. I'm really running out of days to trade them as I'm going on vacation, traveling for quite a bit the next 2 weeks. If you don't know that, I won't be live for the next couple weeks. Hop in Discord. I'll keep you guys updated. I told you guys I would start calling out swing trades, some overnight swing trades where I look at after market closes at 4:10 p.m. I'll be exact to TopStep. They kick you out at 4:10 p.m. They let you start trading again at 6 p.m. I'll be looking for something towards the end of the day, and then as the market opens up, maybe between 6 p.m. Eastern and let's say 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, be looking to enter. Usually right when market opens back up. It's a pretty short time window. Pick a direction. If I can find a way to structure risk, I'll structure it and let it rip. And then closing it maybe sometime at the earliest the 5 a.m. Eastern, but in between that morning session between 5 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. for NYSE Open. I'll be in different time zones, so maybe I get to manage these trades, these overnight swings. Maybe I get to look at some different swing trading throughout the day as I'm traveling. but I probably won't do anything crazy. I don't like to do much or share much that I haven't tested, back tested, have a lot of data on. I don't think it's super helpful for me to be just showing that unless I'm talking about it and saying, hey, look, we're testing news. I don't think this is going to work. This is fun to watch. Let's check it out and watch it together. But that's my game plan for what I got coming up. And excuse my sniffling, man. Under the weather, if you didn't catch that one. Watching the market again here. Kind of coming back down. Again, the only thing I have right now would be a sell coming off of this level, just looking at market structure. Hard to say if this is, again, just going to be the break and retest and continuation up. Gun to my head, I'm going short down to this level, stop loss above here. I'm more inclined to just wait and see if we come all the way back down. We start to get below this level. We got some force coming in right now, some momentum rather. Breaking down with a little bit of force. One of the reasons I like the tick chart, the 100 tick chart, pretty cool. You can see that that momentum. It's not a time-based interval. It's a tick interval. 100 tick, 500 tick. So it's showing you the volume as volatility is coming in and more trading is being done. It's printing more candles. So really cool. You can see how quickly these start to print. And then up here where there's really, really low volume, not a lot going on, it kind of consolidates that for you. It provides a really interesting structure here on the S&P. This is the micro, by the way. This does look a little bit different on the mini. I'll show you. Definitely looks different on the mini. I mean, you can still see the same type of zoomed out structure on it. But I actually like the way that it looks better on the micro. Swapping back and forth. Did I show you guys the micro? The mini? Yeah, there we go. ES mini. There's the shorts playing back down to the zone. I'll zoom out, make sure the VWAP line lines up. TopstepX has got this funky thing where, like, if you swap between charts or time frames and you don't zoom back out, kind of ends up with a jacked up VWAP line. So we had something at 12 o'clock. Let's see what we got. 12 o'clock was Treasury Secretary Yellen speaking. And we got 1 p.m. Oh, that's, yes, USD is, we got Yellen speaking. So market's not liking that. Definitely not liking that. We got 1 p.m., 1:01 p.m., we got 30-year bond auction. That's an orange folder as well. So we got Secretary Yellen tanking the market right now, right back down to the range. Let's see if we start to get below. Again, like I said, gun to my head, shorts as we were starting to break down here, stop loss above that level. Maybe we're capturing a 1-to-1 so far. Again, we start cracking below this low again, and we look like we've got lower lows in store. I'm going to look for some level to trade off of because I think we're just likely to start to come lower. Start getting below this low. I'd like to have some level to trade off of so I don't have a stop loss in between all of this. I definitely am not going to find a way to get one up here. If I'm waiting for us to break down, that would be a massive stop. But we've got room to run, right? If I zoom way out on the 5-minute over here, price action to the left, even looking through that. Whole lot of wide open price action, right? All-time highs. So we have opportunity there to the downside for sure. Just going to be about finding a way to structure risk. If we pick the direction, that's the direction we want to trade in. Finding an entry, finding a way to structure risk. What's up, Craig? I don't know what this is. Error. It's telling me my stream health is not good. Anyway, yeah, man, my health itself is not really great. I'm I'm under the weather, man. I'm not feeling great. That's why I hopped on early. I don't want to not live stream. I want to get it in with you guys, and I got a feeling that I'm just gonna deteriorate towards the end of the day when I like to go live. So here I am now. But yeah, not feeling better yet. Hopefully tomorrow. Drinking my tea out of my nice Real Deal Futures. This one actually says Real Deal Forex. My nice mug. Oh, man. Push down all the way back down to the zone. Right in the middle of this discretionary level that I have marked off. The bottom of this zone is the bottom of the wicks to the left side. If we go scroll all the way out, I want to see if we come all the way down below this level here. You know, that's the question. Do we get down below that low? We start pushing down with some force. Do we react here? Are we going to form? We're going to form, you know, bullish structure to the upside, where we came down, bearish structure. Now we cracked up above this high here, break of structure. We're going to put a higher low in and then another higher high. Or are we going to just continue this downtrend structure? We needed to come up here, take everybody out that was getting short at the break of the lows, and we're going to continue lower. Kind of what I am looking at here from a just basic market structure standpoint. Again, 5-minute chart, 100-tick chart, somewhat close to the 1 minute, much more zoomed in, a little bit definitely different way that it prints, but I've been liking it on the micro S&P, watching it the way that I trade. Not a ton of follow through yet. Let's see what we get here. But appreciate you guys hopping on, man. If you guys got questions, trading questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. I'll be happy to yap while we're waiting here for the market to give us a setup. Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm not buying down here. I do see this initial break and, you know, continuation back up into the zone. This wasn't enough any indication, and this was such a far pullback. I don't have a buy trade. Again, the only thing I was eyeballing was a sell coming down off of this level. But I'm playing the waiting game for a minute. We definitely got some volatility that came in. That's cool to see, even right at the 12 o'clock news, right? Kind of what I was talking about. Big volume candle printing right when volatility and volume is supposed to die off. We got speakers talking. We have orange folder news today. They'll keep stuff moving. So let's see if we can get a pullback. If we can get a pullback up here, maybe to pre-market low, and then a continuation lower, and we look like we're going to start to come back down and crack below lows, that's an opportunity for a trade. Again, I'm leveraging. It's about structuring risk and considering the opportunity that you have to target. We start going lower, we got room to run. This is something that I would look to hold on to, maybe scale out of and leave a runner, because we got a whole lot of room to run towards the end of the day if we do start breaking lower. We haven't done that in the morning, and I think it becomes less likely as we find support here and come back into the zone. But again, we got a person in Secretary Yellen speaking. Maybe that's going to be enough. Move some things lower. Or again, we come down, we find support, we crack back up higher, and maybe there's a trade for us coming back up into the zone. But so far, this still looks pretty bearish to me, especially after this. Not following through just yet, not breaking below the lows. Certainly has the feel like it wants to move lower. Certainly has the feel on the low time frames that it wants to move lower. We are right back down into this consolidation that we hung out in for forever. This was a break above. If I just look at this as a range and I kind of forget about the downtrend structure that we saw coming into this and where we are with everything, a little bit different perspective, I would like to see a break below. We broke above. We broke below right here, right? If we were identifying this as kind of the bottom of the range, we're right back down to that. Are we going to continue now out to the downside? That could provide some indication that we're ready to head lower. Again, certainly has the feel of it. But my setup for something like this on a sell, it's not the breakout. It's not just selling right now, within the zone. It's breaking below and then waiting for some structure. ES has been really tightly trending and not providing a lot of pullbacks and ways to get in. So I will definitely, I've been backtesting and looking at as it starts to break, scaling in, not waiting for a break and retest to a degree, not just taking the breakout, but not waiting for this big pullback that oftentimes doesn't come. If I'm not waiting for that, I'll come in with low risk, just because it's difficult to place a stop loss anywhere that makes sense. But in an effort to not miss the move, that's a way that you can balance that. Not a lower low yet, man. Not yet. Finding some support again. Buyers stepping back in, or at least chopping around for the time being. See if I can get something, man. If not, like I said, I'm probably gonna take a nap, and then I'm gonna do some back testing on my ES open. Also be looking at ES for overnight swings and gold for overnight swings. Been trying to just find another instrument that's not super highly correlated to ES, like NQ and YM. Too high of a correlation. If I was going to short both NQ and ES, I would probably just double up on one and structure the risk in a nice, concise way. But if I'm looking for another overnight swing and something maybe that provides different risk structure, I'm considering to take a look at gold. Don't know anything about it. Haven't traded it. Would be in the test phase for quite a while. Back testing and then forward testing. But moving over to futures has been pretty cool. Really liked this transition so far. Hasn't been the easiest thing in the world, but I like the space. I like the instruments. I like the brokers, the platforms. Everything's super legit. So I'm gonna continue exploring without just flip flopping and changing too much stuff around. Yeah, so really consolidating here down around this area of high volume for the day where all of this price action was traded, all these lows that were put in. Sellers stepped in here, took it back down, out of the zone, out of pre-market low, but we're failing to move lower, at least for the time being. Gun to my head, I'm taking a sell with a stop loss above this level, targeting a lower low. That's the move. Do I have a clear indication that that's happening just yet? It's getting close. It's really getting close, right? Looking at the 5-minute and the 100-tick chart, which is fairly close to the 1-minute, in my humble opinion. But if you guys got trading questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Again, I'll rattle the same thing off. I run a free Discord, free trading Discord, providing, in my opinion, more value than what a lot of paid Discords provide as far as live trading goes, market insights, ability to ask questions, have them answered directly by me, giveaways, discounts, a community of traders, guys posting every day, talking about different trade ideas, sharing the ups, the downs, the psychology, the passing of accounts, the blowing up of combines and XFAs. Really, really awesome community that's getting built. Been growing rapidly. We are up another, like 10 members from yesterday. It's almost 10 a day right now, which is, I'm happy with that. Going to keep that rolling, man. That's my goal. Build the best free futures trading community on Discord, live trading, showing you exactly what I do for free. And then if you want to work with me one-on-one, that's really the only thing I do charge for. No secret, no gatekeeping. There's nothing there that's some amazing secret as far as the trading itself goes. Just the time. Time one-on-one every morning or around your schedule for weeks at a time. Building your trading plan, your strategy, your risk management, having me to work with you on creating your journal, holding you accountable, going over your trading, trying to make adjustments, adaptations, and increase your chances of getting profitable, decrease the time to get profitable. That is something I do. If you're interested in that, hop in the Discord, book a free 30-minute one-on-one call. We could be talking tomorrow if you like on Zoom. Breakdown below the lows at this point. Seller stepping in, little bit of volatility. It looks like it wants to go, man. It looks like it wants to go. Not really a break of the lows, almost. I mean, this low here, not this low over here. I'd like to get a trade in here. I just don't want to get caught in this chop. Ooh, there we go. Big push to the downside. Like I said, looks like it wants to go. It went. Do we follow through on some of this? So here's trade idea number one. Take the breakout to the downside, stop loss above this level, looking for the continuation of this. We got a hard breakdown and a quick pullback. If we're just going to expand for the day, almost everybody that's trading is going to take losses, even if they're trading ranges and putting stop losses above and below highs. So all I've got to trade off of is market structure. We're back down looking bearish now that we broke below these lows. Doesn't look like it wants to follow through immediately, but we've got a retest of this. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Not a fantastic risk structure. We continue lower, I'm going to hop in for it. Here's the breakout trade right down here as you're breaking below. We continue lower again. I'm going to jump in on it, and I'm going to place a pretty wide stop loss. I'll probably scale in pretty light risk. You could take it on this retest, anticipating the continuation and the follow through, and that we're not going to come all the way back up here, which I'm actually looking at doing. In the 5 minute, this doesn't look fantastic. 1 minute looks very good.
Order filled.
Let me try that from here. Let me just get this set up real quick. Try the shorts from this level. Again, not a whole lot of risk, $150. Not a massive amount. Just looking to start to get into this one. If it's going to come right back up and this is a fake out again to the downside, that's fine. I'll take my quick loss. We continue and it gives me another way to add. I will scale in heavier on this. Stop loss above this level of structure, above low of day VWAP that we're back down below, above the 5-minute closes by a little bit, giving it room to come up here and hang out again if it needs to pull back further. It certainly may need to do that before continuing lower. Again, fairly low risk on this trade relative to the size that I am using right now, which varies based on the account that I'm trading, where I am at with a bunch of different combines. But again, we didn't take the breakout. It did break below, pulled back up. As you can see, again, this is very zoomed in, but on the 100-tick chart, came down with force, consolidated. Looked like maybe we were going to find some support here, break back up. Cracked below the low, came back up with some force, and we had some momentum coming down to the downside. Let's see if that continues or if we're going to need to pull all the way back up. Don't mean to make you guys dizzy with this 100-tick chart, but I've kind of got to move it around to get a good view of anything. And then the 5-minute over here, we could do like that so I could see the price action without having too much of this in the way. Yeah, I would even let this stop me out and then continue to look for another short. If it does stop me out up here, we get a reaction at pre-market high again, we stay below this low over here, I would look to get short again. Now that we're back down below this low, didn't really get a nice clean close below on the 5-minute, but this is enough for me. Nice just break and retest entry. Simple, following market structure, following trend of the day. VWAPs all headed down, back down below this low of day VWAP that we, showing us, hey, buyers are out of control now. We tested it as resistance a couple times. This looks fine. Entry could have been right here, if I was going to jump into it without waiting for any selling pressure. But I'm fine with this. Didn't jump in as we were slicing back up. So I'm happy with this trade as a whole. And again, I'm looking to the downside on this. Let's look at the 5-minute, just more zoomed out. Here's the next area that I'd be looking at, right? Can we stop anywhere in between here? Can we just turn bullish right now? Sure. But from this area way down, we've got massive room to capture some profit, which is working out okay right now. So I like this opportunity as well. As much as I go about, looking for the entry itself, deciding on the direction, I've got to decide, is it worth putting this risk on in the market? If we had a zone down here, right, another low below this area that was tested 100 times, do I want to be taking a sell right here with a stop loss all the way up here, knowing that, hey, we're really likely to find support down here? Probably not. So that just comes into the entire, decision-making process of when you're going to put on a trade. So the things that I consider, the entry itself, the setup, the risk structure, where does my stop loss have to go, and where is my target? So this one is one that I would start to scale out of. I would move stop loss to break even at a 1-to-1. I really don't want to do that because I think it's super likely to come back up here and test this area, even if we push lower. I think it's totally cool that it could come down here, crack back up to my entry. Right now, my game plan would be to go stop loss to break even. But we got some pretty big, price action here. So maybe I just trail it down to a level that makes sense. But we're in a trade. We're in a short. Got something going. Again, simple market structure, price action, horizontal levels. You can call them support and resistance, supply and demand, and VWAP lines. As a little bit of an added bonus in there. Maybe some volume that I'm paying attention to between the traditional volume on the 5-minute and the tick chart, showing us some momentum. When the trading is happening as well. But it's basic stuff, man. That's what I used to trade. So again, $150 stop out. If it's got to go all the way back up and blast up, buyers are going to step in. This is just going to be an expanding day. Fine, no problem. I'm comfortable putting that on. looking at the upside where we can continue significantly lower. I really would like to see this continuation, this follow through. That was some nice momentum that came in there, but I would definitely like to see it follow through. Again, we're on ES. Sometimes it can be like watching paint dry, and it can kind of like shake us out of a trade. It's moving so slow. You're thinking, is it really going to continue? Are we finding support here? So I try to be a little bit more patient with it, with my reading of price action and managing of trades. But that's just me. But we got some action for you guys here. We'll get a winner or a loser or break even, and we'll go from there. Right, nice downtrend structure, nice pullback up here, breaking lows, pushing down lower, wide open price action to the left, nothing looking left at all anywhere down here until we get over here. Good opportunity. Is my stop loss in the right place? Is my entry in the right place? Those are questions. Is the market going to move lower like we think? Maybe, maybe not. It doesn't have to respect price action and market structure. We can absolutely get the ever frustrating expanding market where we come down, put a lower low in, come up, break structure, break highs, come down, put a lower low in, come back up, break the high, come all the way back down. We get days like that. And for me, most of the time, I don't make it work. So trade management right now, my game plan as this is developing, I'm going to let it run, obviously. That's a 1-to-1. I'm going to go stop loss to break even. Again, $150 worth of risk on initially. Let me use a position tool so we could do this. I actually have to move it back so I could look at it. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Get it together here. There's a 1-to-1 hit. Nice, good trade. Add a 1-to-1, like in my argument with the gentleman on YouTube, my last live. I like to go stop loss to break even. I don't like to do it up here like they were recommending in the video at 50%. That's just kind of smothering your trade. As you can see, I would have been stopped out likely if I did that. If I moved it too quickly as we move down into profit, would have been stopped out. I'm going to look to... Made it to 1.25 to 1 so far. Got $175 of profit showing with initial $150 worth of risk. I like the way this is breaking down. That's why I'm BSing and talking about it as I'm doing it. Stop loss to break even. I'm not really in heavy, guys, so I don't want to scale out. If I had 10 micros on, 1 mini, I'd be looking to scale out maybe at a little past this level right here. But at this point, I would just be okay with this coming back to stop me at break even if it needs to. Maybe look for re-entry. If we get another pullback, I might even look to add because this looks good. This is kind of what I want to see. We're breaking the lows. We're continuing lower. This looks good to me. So we got a wiener, boys. I will let the winner turn into a break even. That's me. Somebody else would say, no, don't do that. For my style, I know that when the trades get to, whatever risk to reward, it's good. Close it out. You got $200 showing, $175 showing. Just take that. It's totally cool. If that works for you, take your profit. Look for a re-entry on a trade like this. As we're breaking down, like I talked about, I don't know that I'm going to get really clean structure to start to trade off of again all the way down here. As we're targeting, this zone really for the next area of resistance. Am I going to hold it all the way down here? Probably not. I'm going to manage based on price action and structure. I want to look to scale out of some at a 2-to-1. Maybe continue dragging stop loss lower and just trailing a stop loss all the way down. That's probably going to be my game plan for this one. But, this looks good so far. So, again, the hard part of stuff is holding your trades, right? If I can get stop loss to break even, I'm very happy to hold the trade. If I can't, like I did earlier, I was scaling in on the way down. I like to be kind of conservative with it and try not to let it turn into a loser. Early on in the trade, before we're even at halfway to a 1-to-1, 50% to a 1-to-1, which isn't usually my final profit target. Like right now, I could be closing. I don't like to move stop loss to break even because I find that the money that I save, the losses, the full stop outs that I save closing trades at break even versus a full stop out it doesn't outweigh the profits that I get for holding those trades. So again, it's just a balance. Your data is going to be different than mine. Back test based on your style, your approach, and you find a trade management style that works for you. It's one of the most difficult things. It's always disputed. It's easy in hindsight. Very easy to say you should have closed it at the bottom. Here you go. So, but I'm going to let this one run, right? Like, do I want to be long here? Is there anything telling me to get out so far? Not yet. We come way back above this bar with a huge green candle. Maybe I duck out just before break even. But for right now, my stop loss is as aggressive as I want it to be. I'd actually like it even up here because if we broke down and retested these lows, retested this area, that could look like a really nice break and retest trade. So now that we're starting to pull back up,
order filled.
Scaling out of 2 right there, taking $50, fine, out of the, the 175 or 200 that we're showing. Leaving the rest to either run, come back up, stop me at break even, and then continue from there. Is $50 going to move the needle? No. But now that we pushed back up with some force, it's giving me an indication, hey, maybe we're going to come back up here, retest this level before continuing down. I'll look for a re-entry if it stops me, like I said, and I'll decide from there. A little less than half off the table at somewhere near a 1-to-1. Where is a 1-to-1? Yeah, somewhere near a 1-to-1. I'm going to get rid of this now, but this was just for initial risk structure so you guys could see how the trade, started out. Here, let's do this. Boom. Here's your 1-to-1. Or here's your 1.25 that it gave you a bunch of time to close at. Right, we hit that level multiple times. So let's leave this as it is and see we get rolling here. Yeah, again, man, part of this is just holding your trades. It's having the conviction and the direction. If you don't hold them, you're never going to capture the whole big winner. Even right now with my stop loss down here, I'm feeling like this is too conservative. This is too quick to move a stop loss down. If we move that far into profit, my data does show not moving a stop loss and letting a trade that went to 1.5-to-1 come all the way back to a full stop out. Those don't make sense. So it looks like it's going to stop me here, just right in profit.
Order filled.
Perfect. Let's leave that as it is and see what we get going from here. This still looks good, right? Like we got to break down. We got buyers stepping in with force. We start to turn lower. I'll look for a re-entry and I'll place a stop very, very tight because I don't want to see it push all the way up higher. We'll just go from there. But again, that's the science and the art of trade management. On another day, on today, closing out right at 1-to-1, 1.5-to-1, grabbing you $200, perfect, man, works awesome. On another day, I close at 1.5-to-1, and it runs to a 5-to-1 or 6-to-1, and everybody watching goes, hey man, you can't hold your trades worth of shit. That's just the deal. So you make your decisions. You have a plan, going into it, how you're going to manage it, and through data and back testing, decide what works best for you. Again, this was a light risk to start. Didn't give me a whole lot to scale into. I could have scaled in maybe down here and then been taking profit more aggressively. But I'm going to wait to see if buyers are going to keep this up and we're going to push any higher, or if this is just going to be a nice clean break and retest, staying below the highs of these candles over here, really just staying below and coming back down into the zone. We're right back near my original entry right now. I'm tempted to jump back in. I'm going to wait for some indication that we're going to come down lower on the tick chart. We got a 5-minute candle close here. I just want to make sure we're not going to close bullish and then start pushing higher. I don't need to take another aggressive entry here. We did that here, a nice break and retest. Now we're all the way back up. We start to sell off. I'll look for it. Excuse me, guys, with the sniffling. I'm sick right now. Not super fun, but we're getting some trading in. I'd like to see this crack above these highs. Here's what I'm waiting for, guys. We came all the way back up here, right? All the way back to my entry. I'm out. I'd like to see this crack above these highs, maybe come all the way up here, and then start to sell off with some force and jump in. We might not get that. It might just continue right here from lower. And I'd like an entry here, just on this nice clean break and retest. But I'd really be confident taking another sell if we cracked up higher near where my stop loss was. And then continued lower. It'd give me a level to trade off of to run a really nice tight stop loss above the highs. After coming back and taking everybody out of sells that was getting short. Sometimes I kind of think in terms of that, but this looks like it wants to just come lower right now. Yeah, I'm going to wait. I know what my setup looks like. It's a continuation up higher now that we came all the way back up. Crack above the highs of these bars over here, which would be this on the tick chart. Maybe come up here near where my initial stop loss was, and then start to push down. And I'm jumping in, as I see a few points coming down. You could do it right from here. This is the lows, right? This is the last low broken in the downtrend. Nice clean break and retest. Stop loss back up here where my initial level was. I just want to wait for it. I'm obviously still looking short, but I want to wait for a better entry and I'll have my stop loss in a better place. We came all the way back up. We didn't react here super quickly. Look at how much time is passing. I consider that. We're almost closing a 5-minute bar with indecision. Now we're pushing up a little bit higher. So sometimes you just got to be patient. I could easily miss the trade and we sell off, all the way to, 53.90 from here, but not yet. Not yet. I'm going to look for the sell after we crack above this level, hit my original stop loss, and continue lower. That's my game plan. That was the crack above these highs. This would be pretty sweet. Coming up above here and then continuing lower, right? Like I don't want to be entering with super aggressive entries, selling into the trend, coming right back up on the low time frame. But I want to be fading the short-term trend in favor of the long-term trend. That's the axiom. That's generally how I like to trade trending markets. Fade the short-term trend in favor of the long, or in the direction of the long-term trend. That's the deal. It means, you're selling, you're trading in the direction of the overall trend. For me, this is not a very long-term trend, right? We're on the 5-minute chart just looking at one day. But right now for the session, we're trending down. I want to fade the pullbacks within that. I want to be selling as prices coming up higher. Just want to find a good point to do so. Indecision candle here. Seller stepping in. Do we see it right from this level? I'm going to be patient on this one, guys. I'd prefer just not to, again, $50, like it's not really moving it's not moving the needle at all, and it's essentially break even. I'd prefer not to put on, a few $100s worth of risk when I know I want to wait. I know what I want to see. I want to see a quick crack above these, and then, and then a bearish candle, something forming, some indication on the tick chart that we're getting ready to come lower. Again, on another day, this just continues significantly lower. Double the move all the way down. We let our position run, and it's great. Today we're working on a break and retest here, and a sell from this level is fine. Targeting just a break of the lows. Maybe we look at we do a nice measured extension. We can find a target somewhere down here, but I really would like to get my stop loss in an area that makes sense, not just above the most recent time frame, most recent structure here. And we got the big bullish push up. Indecision candle actually looking a little bit more bullish. It's green than not. You can see it on the tick chart as well. We're kind of just consolidating, low volume being traded right now, all the way back up at the zone. I think a crack higher is in store before a push lower. Kind of like we saw here, right? Crack lower before push higher. Higher over these highs before we came down lower. Might not get that though. We don't not jump back in. I'll try it light again. Fairly light risk. This way, if you're on the wrong side of it, not the end of the world. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I didn't close this out for 1.5 to 1. I have this sitting up here just to show the maximum that we hit. $50 out of this trade, and then stopped to break even as we came back up here. Closed 2 out of 5 micro contracts somewhere down around the 1-to-1 level, probably a little bit less, and that's it. Saved some drawdowns so far. Could have a better entry right now if I want one to be in the same trade, but we're allowing more information to print, right? We're allowing more data to come out and then make another educated decision with a new trading idea. That's the name of the game. Was holding this one, scaled out of a little bit just to secure some profit, but was holding this one, targeting a lower low all the way down here. We got no price action to the left. Is this the start of the afternoon BS move back up into the range after we had downtrend structure all day? Maybe. I'm going to wait to see if this continues. We had sellers step in nicely. They brought it back up. Oh, we do have news coming out also. We have 10-year bond auction. Forexfactory.com is the site I use to know this stuff coming out. I'll show you guys here. This is what we're looking at. 1:01 p.m. Eastern Time, USD 10-year bond auction. that has the potential to cause an increase in volatility. We're coming up on that time frame. Something to be aware of. It's not CPI or PPI. It's not FOMC. But it's, something you should be aware of. You never know how that's going to come in, if it's going to come in way above or way below, something expected. So check the news, guys. Bottom line, be aware of it. Appreciate you guys hopping on. If you like the stream, hit the like button, man. Help me out. You don't have to do anything. This is free. Free means you don't have to do anything, but it helps me out if you like the stream. Helps me out if you subscribe. Helps with engagement. Helps me put this out there to more people for free who might find value out of it. Showing you what it really looks like, right? Like, this isn't super amazing. We took a win. You could have captured $200 on your $150 risk. I didn't. Caught 50. Cool. We saved ourselves. Price coming back up towards my stop loss. But showing you guys what it really looks like. No P&Ls with a bajillion dollars and no explanations and Lambos and all that fun stuff. We're gonna trade the combines that everybody else is looking to trade, whether or not I can trade with a live account with a fairly large amount of money, which I can. Not really relative to what everybody else is trying to do in this industry. Everybody wants to get funded. It's also easier. Trading with a strict drawdown rules. Ooh. Here's the, oh no, it's not, 1245. There's a reaction. There's a reaction pretty strong coming up from this level. So I didn't mean to stop in the middle of talking. Just wanted to watch a chart. I'm waiting for a crack above these levels here. That's my area. We came right up to this. I was waiting for just a crack above. Kind of like, where would the market go to take everybody out of their orders? And I've heard guys say, I think it was the Top Step guys say, to piss everybody off. I thought that was funny. Like, where's the market going to go to piss everybody off? It's not a bad way to think of it, but you could go the Dr. David Paul route, who's unfortunately passed away. Whenever you're going to place a trade and put your stop loss, just wait and look to place an entry where you would place your stop loss, and look how many times the market goes to that area. This looks very bearish, man. There's definitely a trade here, right? There's a short for me here. Didn't quite get to the area that I wanted before we saw the reaction, but here we go. Break and retest. We pulled all the way back up. Here's the bearish 5-minute bar. We're not getting the close, but on the tick chart, we can see the breakdown forming. And, we could hop right in on this reaction, the break of structure coming down to the downside. I'm looking at doing it, again, light. Calculating some risks. 7 points, 28 ticks maybe. Yeah, I'm not going to take it, guys. This looks okay for right now. I'm going to wait. This is a clean break and retest with confirmation on the 5-minute. On the one, you already got it. You got nice bearish candle closes. Even on the tick chart, I'm going to scroll out so the VWAPs line back up. You could take this to the downside for sure. I think this looks okay. But for me, I got an area that I was waiting for, and it's way up here near my stop to crack above. I didn't get that, and now we're pushing down. So I don't want to have a stop loss where I wanted to see the market come to. That's kind of the the game we got to play here. So I got a feeling this is going to move without me, but I'm not going to jump in. But again, not a terrible trade. If we were looking for a short, maybe you took it here as we started to break down right below this low. Maybe you took it right now, something along these lines. Just targeting a lower low, maybe trailing a stop as you came down and continued. Kind of what I would look at. I'm not taking this again because I don't want my stop here. I was not going to enter up here, but I wanted to see the market come all the way up. Continue, pull one of these moves, take this area out. If we look on the 5-minute chart over here, take this area out and then show me a break of structure to the downside on the tick chart, something starting to look bearish, some kind of confirmation, that type of a movement to give me the confidence to get in. Again, targeting this move to the downside. Especially if the market's going to move a lot lower with some force, a move up, a big correction to the upside first is in store. We got that here. So we could say, hey, here it is right here, right? We didn't just continue down, for forever. We cracked back up into pre-market low, again, took people out that were getting short, picked up liquidity, whatever way that you want to rationalize it. And then we started to push lower. This didn't follow through. That's fine. Again, love this trade. Very happy with it. I'm taking this all day. On another day, this continues lower. Happy with the management. All good. That's the type of management that I have to have every time to capitalize on some of the winners. Now we pulled all the way back up. Indecision, bullish candles, bearish that formed, and then now not really following through. I would have been jumping in if this candle made it up here. I would have been in. That's just my nuance of reading price action and market structure. What's up? What's up, Arthur? How we doing, my man? Ran this live stream a little bit early. I'm still not feeling fantastic, and I trying to get it in before I just collapse. Feeling okay enough to trade. If I was in a position where I really didn't feel well and like I could focus and have a clear enough mind to trade, I would not trade. That's how I believe I'm going to feel later, and why I'm getting it in now. Hour and 15 minutes on this stream. Appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to do anything. This is free. But if you like the stream, it helps me out. There's been like 5 or 6 times the amount of people on the stream versus the amount of likes that I get. So I would appreciate it. It would help me out. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, which I have no idea about. I know about trading. I don't know really a lot about social media algorithms. Doing my best to learn so I could reach more people, help them out, provide them value for free. If you're here and you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't care if you ever work with me one-on-one or you don't. You could be in the free Discord asking me questions, taking trading ideas as your own, because I'm not a financial advisor and none of this is financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose all the money that you trade with. Make sure you read my full disclaimer at realdealfutures.com. But feel free to hop in the free Discord. Market insights every day, talking about news. Today I said, hey, tagged everybody. Shared the chart. Said, hey, 8:30 a.m. High impact warning. You got that from me today. I do that every day. Again, I'm traveling the next couple weeks, so instead of live trading, I'll be calling out swing trades, overnight, what I call overnight swing trades. I know it's different for everybody. We're in different parts of the world. You'll get that stuff for free. And, yeah, man, just a badass community of rapidly growing community, I'll say, of traders. Here, let me actually do the math with you guys. I started making content, putting my stuff out there at first on February 5th. It's June 13th. I opened up the Discord to everybody for free only 1 month ago. 1 month ago. So we're averaging like what's 290 divided by 4? Yeah, like 75 people a week in the free Discord. It's awesome, man. Like around the 10 people a day. So I'm going to keep this rolling, man. We're going to build the best free futures trading Discord. I'm going to put out everything I do for free. And then the only thing I'm going to charge for is my time, because I physically can't work with everybody one-on-one. And I have value to provide, I believe. You can decide for yourself. With my coaching that I feel I should be compensated for. Do you have to do that? No. Am I going to gatekeep and not show you something or tell you something different for free? Absolutely not. I'm going to be here live streaming every day, answering questions in Discord for as long as I possibly can. When we get 10,000, 20,000 members in there, it's going to be limited. But hop in there now, man. Ask me questions. Utilize that. I would be happy to have you guys in there. It's got some really awesome guys that are engaging and talking and sharing trades every day. Guys that are looking to get better. Again, sharing the goods, the bad. It's not Wall Street Bets, Reddit, where we got 37 green P&Ls. As people post them, like they did today, I make you stand on business, as the kids say. I'm going to ask you. Somebody posted, I'm not calling anybody out, but somebody posted a P&L with a simple chart, a MetaTrader chart. No analysis or explanation, just a bunch of, sells on gold with, let's do the math on how much profit this was. 28, 27, 27, 25, 25. Yeah, and you guys can, tell me what you think. With like $15,000 or more of profit, something like that. Open profit, which is cool, man. Totally valuable. New guy hopped in, posted that right away. I'm going to ask you. Awesome, man. Very nice. Is that on demo or is that live? So, and then they're going to respond to that. And the next question is going to be, okay, cool. How did you get there? Share the analysis behind it. I'm always encouraging people to share the analysis, share the losses along with the wins. That's the stuff that can help out. We all want to see the $10,000 days, right? Like we want to see the highlight reels. We want to see the wins, but we want to know about how you got there. What strategy are you using? What risk management? What's your win rate? What's your risk to reward? Give us some details. At very least, a chart with some markup and one sentence. I took a sell based on XYZ. I could explain this trade to you guys in 2 sentences, and you can see the risk management based on the structure, and I could explain the trade management very quickly. So that's what I'm calling for in my community. I'm going to moderate that, make sure it stays positive, and we don't fill it with BS. Not saying that gentleman is BS. People make a ton more money than that, man, in individual trading days. So, but I'm going to ask you for the how behind it. That's all. I don't need a broker statement or proof or anything. I don't care. I'm going to ask you if it's live, just so we know. Is it demo live? Is it on a combine? Totally cool either way. Like super impressive if you're trading profitably in demo. You're doing what most people can't do, even at that. But I'm going to ask that, and then I'm going to ask about how you got there. Just give me the analysis. That's the stuff that helps. So. But yeah, a really awesome community, man. I really don't even have to moderate that like that. We got guys coming in talking about the struggles, right? And that's what a lot of people are facing. And unless you acknowledge that and embrace that, hey, I didn't follow my rules, I blew an account, I got angry, I over leveraged. Unless you talk about that, acknowledge it, hear it from other people, try to understand how to not do it, and you just ignore that and you focus on the wins. That's not going to help you make steps towards profitability, in my opinion. Maybe it will encourage other people and they just want to see 100 green P&Ls from people with no explanation. There's other, go to the Wall Street Bets Reddit or the crypto Wall Street Bets guys. Communities like that, other free communities. You'll find a lot of that. Most paid communities you won't, because the guys that moderate are going to say, awesome, man, good job. Tell me how you did that. Especially if they see it more than once. And same thing, if you're not posting ever a single loss, I'm going to ask you about that. Do you have a 100% win rate? No? Tell me about the trades that didn't work. I want to be able to learn from that as well. So just reality, man. That's what I put out, and that's, what I'm going to expect from other people. You put out whatever you're comfortable with. You don't have to post anything. You could hop in and into communities and not talk and just, look at information. I would encourage you to engage, but you could do that. But if you are going to share certain things, we're going to ask for the analysis behind it, not any doxing information. Actually, no doxing allowed, but we're going with the why behind it. So much of what I see from mentors and coaches and then communities is just the highlight reel. It's like when you go on Instagram and you see everybody that isn't a millionaire looking like a millionaire. That's cool, man. That's great. We know what trading can provide. We know it's endless opportunities. It's an unlimited amount of money that can be made. Once we get that, right? If not, that's what it is. But let's talk about the reality of where most people are at right now and where they want to go, and the wins and losses that are in relation to that. That's what we want to talk about. So we cracked up to the level that I was looking at, right? Here's the deal. Trade management today, how could it have been better? Like, what's the hindsight, the hindsight 2020 trader going to say? Close it at 1.5 to 1. Close it at 1 to 1. Great. On another day, it runs. Move your stop loss to break even and close partials at 1 to 1. I did that. Today, it worked out very nicely. I would have been stopped out, or I would have been very near a full stop out. This winning trade would have turned into a loss. So good trade management on that one. On another day, that trade management sucks, and it comes down here, pulls back up for a retest, and then blasts lower. Why do I acknowledge that and talk about that stuff? There's no best for every day and every trade. It's impossible. It will be different every day. Do your own back testing, do your forward testing, and try to find a balance between holding your trades too long and allowing them come back and stop you at break even or a loss without taking a profit, and closing them too early and never allowing the full realization of your trading idea as it's moving in profit and showing you the trading idea is working out. Maybe you don't close that trade. Maybe you add to it. Most people, by the vast majority, struggle with that. We do the opposite based on our emotions and what our mind tells us. As price moves in the direction of our trade and shows us a profit, we get fearful that it's going to turn around, and we want to secure that profit. As price moves against us towards our stop loss, we get hopeful that it's going to turn around, take us out of drawdown. Maybe we'll be able to stop it at break even. Maybe we'll be able to come back into profit. We really need to do the opposite. Great books to read on this stuff. Tom Hogard. See, that would have been my stop out right there. Tom Hogard's Best Loser Wins and Trading the Zone by Mark Douglas. Really help you understand how you need to do the opposite of what most traders are doing, because most traders don't make money. Most traders are losing money. We know that for a fact, not an opinion. And again, that is for most traders, holding your winning trades longer, not cutting them short, not stopping every single thing at break even, and cutting your losing trades instead of holding them or adding to them or moving a stop loss. That's a very simplistic way of describing it, but trade management seems like, outside of, strategy as a whole, trade management seems like the things that most people want to talk about right now, that everybody likes to comment on, that everybody discusses from other traders. And again, I'm coming off a conversation on a YouTube video, so I'm talking about it for that reason. But there's no best, and what works for me may not be best for you, and vice versa. You got to back test, forward test, trade, make adjustments, and try to find a balance, something that provides the biggest P&L at the end of a large sample size of trades, and also something that makes sense, that you're physically able to trade. Like, maybe you find through back testing that you can trade a strategy with a 42 risk to reward, 42 to 1 risk to reward that only wins like 8% of the time, and I don't even know if that math works, and it's really profitable. But realistically, like, would you be able to trade that? Would you be able to take 9 out of 10 trades as losses and then capture the big ones? This is an extreme example. Probably not. So you want to have something that doesn't provide a whole lot of friction with your style and the way that you trade. Do you like to fade the trend? Do you like to trade with the trend? that type of a deal, and find something that lines up with that and also is a good balance, and works well in back testing and in forward testing. That's the deal. But there's no best. There is no best for every day. There's a best for you and for me over a large sample size of trades, to a degree, but there's no best for every day. And along with all this, I trade discretionary, right? I don't have a rules-based system that I'm following. I have clear guidelines that I follow, things that I need to see for my entry criteria. I have a very strict risk management plan, but I'm applying my intuition, experience, and my discretion, and I'm going to manage each trade slightly different on every day. I follow some guidelines, like again, when I move my stop loss, when I start to scale out, but I'm going to read price action and market structure, and I'll be better or worse. I'll be wrong or right on certain days. That's the decision that you have to make if you're going to apply your discretion. For me, I'm confident in doing that, and out of a large sample size of trades, applying that discretion, when to manage, when to cut a loser short, when to add in profit, a million other different trade management or entry things that I could do, or just in general, trading decisions, I find that works out in my benefit. I find it helps me in the end, more than it hurts me. You might find a different result, and you could go with a much more structured approach to entries and to trade management. In general, I don't believe 100% objective rules-based systems work. If they did, we would just code them into bots and EAs and hang out and make a whole bunch of money. They don't, and the intuition and discretion and subjective reading of, you could put this a million different ways, utilizing the context of every different trading day and situation and all the factors that you use in your trading, that provides an edge. That's helpful. That's why it makes sense, and that's why it works, trading it manually and not in EAs or bots. Opinion, take that for what it's worth. What's up, bro? How we doing? Alpha Spark, haven't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on? Gentleman in my community runs his own community, crypto trading. Very cool. So we came back up above the area that I was looking at. Didn't get any really kind of reaction to the downside. I was less inclined after I saw this big reaction and then a push higher. I'm just sitting on the sidelines, guys. I'm not going to take anything at the moment. I'm not taking an aggressive sell off of this level. If this was going to continue, I would have wanted to see it continue. I was looking for another entry short somewhere up here. Just regular, clean, break and retest, downtrend market structure. It looked like I missed it here for a moment, and then we came right back up higher. Again, had this cracked higher and then pushed lower, I likely would have got short down here or wherever this, was showing me structure on the tick chart. But, here we are. I'm glad that didn't happen because I would have been, out for a loss at this point. Can this turn from up here and start pushing lower? Sure. But this is no longer really what I want to see for break and retest market structure. Certainly not the momentum continuing to the downside with this nice big huge bullish engulfing bar on the 5-minute and then multiple bullish bars pushing up. Uptrend structure on the tick chart back above low of day VWAP that I had here that I can now move to this new low of day. Is that the low? Right there. Right there, rather, on the tick chart. So yeah, back up to the VWAP line, headed toward anchored VWAP, pre-market low. Probably not going to take anything else right now. Maybe I'll look for something this afternoon if I'm feeling up for it, but that's probably enough time on the charts for me. Been busy, man. Super busy. Been sick for 3 days, bro. Me too. I'm sick right now. It sucks. That's why I'm on here early. Sorry to hear that, man. Still feeling down. I appreciate it. I'm feeling good enough to be trading. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'm thinking it's just a cold, like runny nose and sore throat and stuff. Was hanging around with a lot of my family, babies, taking care of babies this past weekend, traveling. That all adds into it. But probably something there. But I will always sacrifice just a little bit of a cold to hang out with my nieces. They are awesome. Recommend you guys do the same. But maybe 100% or 80% tomorrow, I'm hoping, and getting better by the weekend. I got a lot of travel coming up. Yeah, bro, family's good. Family's family. Running around the world coming up, really cool. So I'm hoping I feel better for that, but I'll keep you guys updated. You'll know because I do a lot of live and videos and person stuff that I show you. So you'll know. But I appreciate you asking, brother. Thank you guys for hopping on. Again, hop in the free Discord. Like this if you haven't liked it. Help me out. If you don't want to like it, no problem. Everything that I'm putting out here is free. But hop in the free Discord, man. Live trading like this every day, or nearly every day, unless I'm sick or traveling, and showing you the real side of trading: wins, losses, max profits, max daily loss limits, maximum combines blown. A great community of traders, market insights every day, talking about news, calling out when we have high impact stuff coming up, overnight swing trades that I'm going to be calling at a more regular frequency, showing you entry, stop losses, targets, everything, reasons behind the trade, basic stuff like that. And again, ability to ask me questions, man. Share a chart. Hey, Zach, what do you think about this? Somebody asked me, yesterday, example, in the questions for Zach, they were saying new and learning to trade. Does anybody trade chart patterns and candlesticks as an entry trigger? What would be inefficient in terms of how many times that actually happens? I respond with a 3-minute message just for that person, to talk about that. So I'd be happy to have you guys in there. I won't be able to do it for forever. Again, we're growing rapidly. 290 people in there right now. Let's see. Do we get anybody right now from the stream? Let's see. 290. About 10 a day, man. So we keep growing at this rate. I won't be able to answer everybody. So hop in now, ask me questions, join the community. I'm going to continue to put a lot of effort, time, money around building the best free futures trading community and giving as much out as I can, possibly for free. Again, if you hopped on late, one trade ended up for me being a very small winner. This was the original structure. Target I'm moving around, just showing to the maximum spot that it made it. $150 worth of risk, scaled in very light, 5 micros. Was continuing to push all the way down. Again, looking at the 5-minute chart, you can see how nice and clean this looks. Reasons for entry were a break down below this low here. Right here you can see it. A pullback up, hesitation, some consolidation, some pause, and a look like it's moving lower, some bearish indication that we're about to move lower. Not just the entry on the pullback as we're coming up, actually waited just a hair on this one and jumped in. You can call it an aggressive entry, though. There wasn't a whole lot of confirmation coming down here. On the 5-minute chart, it was just a pullback within this 5-minute candle. Jumped in, targeting really all the way down. If this thing was going to run and continue, this is what I was looking at. Wide open price action here to the left, as you could see. Really nothing looking left coming off these all-time highs. We didn't continue to run as we started to pull back up here. I got stop loss to break even around the 1-to-1 level once we made it down around here. As we started to pull back up, I think it showed me about 250, well, whatever, 1-to-1. Yeah, $200 worth of profit. Pulled back up, closed out a few of the contracts, a few of the micros before stopping just before break even. $50 on the trade. Again, we talked about trade management in detail. Feel free to go back and watch the video. You can hear me yap about that. And saved myself a full stop out. Again, didn't capitalize on the big, entirety of this trade, but this one was definitely something I was looking to hold. A lot of room to the downside. So I had to actually force myself really to close out the contracts that I did as it started to pull back up. Was looking for a re-entry somewhere around here. Wanted to see this move crack above these highs over here. We didn't get that. Thought I might have missed it. And after that, just creeping higher with this bullish structure and trend and 5-minute bars, not looking like I want to get short. Glad I didn't. Anything I'd taken would have been a loss. So all the way back up into the range. To me, this looks more, much more bullish now. Like we're kind of going to get this BS move. Move back into the range. Excuse me, guys. BS move back up into the range. And, as right now, we kind of just got expansion, or what I call expansion, right? This is the downtrend. This is not really expansion. This is downtrend, but now we're kind of breaking that structure again. We broke it here a little bit coming up. Now we're coming up to test these highs again, the VWAP. Maybe people are looking short up here, capture some of the move back down. maybe you're looking long. You're saying, hey, if shorts were going to take the bears, were going to take this thing lower. Here was their chance to, and they didn't. So, we're back up into the range. We're going to target pre-market high. We're going to run back up like we've seen in some of these afternoons. So that's gonna be. You're on a live account now, right? No, this one is actually a combine, man. Got XFA, got the funded from TopStep, but my game plan is to continue passing combines, stack a bunch of XFAs, really just challenge myself to continue passing combines, and come up with a really good custom tailored approach and and risk management strategy to do that without being too aggressive and not taking too much time, and and then maybe trade XFAs when I feel like it. But yeah, I've dedicated a lot of time to not trading live accounts, which I came from trading in the Forex world, to working on these prop firms, giving the people what they want. Everybody wants to see the combines getting passed. They want to see the XFAs. They want to see the payouts, all that good stuff. So that's what I'm working on. I would also personally like to do it. I'm not just doing it for everybody else. I'd love to be coming down the path that I'm working on right now, which has been going good. Continue to lock up more funded accounts and start to trade those and take payouts and try to leverage other people's money in that way. Awesome, man. AlphaSpark says got funded and request my first payout today. We're waiting on it now. Congratulations, brother. That's awesome. Very few people can trade profitably. Very few people get funded, and then fewer make it to a payout, fewer make it to multiple payouts. So getting a system that works on demo and is step one, making it towards a system that works for getting funded, that maybe getting funded or maybe trading a live account is different. Yeah, man. TopstepX allows you to copy trade between accounts. Yep, you can copy trade to, I know, at least 5 combines, and then you can have up to 5 funded accounts. XFAs, you can actually have 6 total because you can have a live account if they call you up to a live account. You could have 5 funded accounts. You can copy trade funded accounts if you want. But yeah, man, that's the game plan. Just stack them up. I got a ton of combines. They were stupidly cheap, $19. I bought a ton of them. That's a great investment in my world, coming from trading live capital. If I bought a few dozen of them, it probably would not equate to it wouldn't equate to the live capital that I would put on the line for one individual trade. So it makes sense for me to try to expedite that time frame a little bit, come up with something that's probably a little bit more aggressive than what most people will do. But we talked about that quite a lot, man. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Hit the like button if you found value in this stream, in the live trading. It helps me out. Hit the subscribe. Hop in the free Discord. If you don't want to do anything, no problem, man. It's free. Free means free to me. No strings attached. I will talk to you guys in Discord. I'll try. Hopefully, I'm feeling even better tomorrow, and I'll be back on here for a live tomorrow. And then I'm away for 2 weeks. I've been mentioning that. I'm a big fan of scheduling, and I know everybody's got a schedule, but I'm away for the next 2 weeks. No live trading. Hop in the free Discord. I'll do my best to continue answering questions, and I'll be sharing some what I call overnight swing trades. You want to learn more about it, hop in the free Discord. I won't ramble on any longer, but thank you guys for jumping on. I will see you in Discord. Have a great evening, and keep it green, control risk, keep your head on straight. Talk to you guys later.